you don't have the money to run the business. Bank, because banks also don't want to work with, startups, or didn't want to work with startups at the time. It's a really arduous and really painful journey. We founded our company in the year 2007 with 8 lakh rupees in capital, and now we have a turnover of 98 crores. There is no easy way to gain your first customer. There is no easy way to start your business. The only thing that works is... Hi, my name is Ishant Singh Devi. I'm the founder of Synchronized Supply Systems. We founded our company in the year 2007 with 8 lakh rupees in capital, and now we have a turnover of 98 crores. Today, I'd like to share with you the 5 key challenges we faced while building the company and how we solved them. So primarily, when we started off our business, we had only one thing that was working for us at the time. One was the josh that we had, the energy that we had. And the other aspect that was working for us was that we had an education in logistics. Having said that, there is no replacement for hard work. Our days were typically like we used to wake up in the morning and start hitting out to customers and start calling up customers, look for appointments. Anybody who gave us an appointment, make sure that we had to go visit them. It didn't matter where the appointment was, which city it was in. We would typically just fly there, move there, anything, to be able to get that opportunity of that first break. And when we got the first break, we subsequently, got some confidence, and then we tried harder and we got the second break. And then, we got a third break and a fourth break, all very slowly. And it was, it's not a very good period at that time because you don't feel very confident about yourself. But slowly but steadily, it kept on building. And once we had about 4 or 5 customers, then because of our services and because of our conviction and our motivation and our energy, our customers were happy with our services, and then they gave us more and more business. And it became a snowball effect where we started with just a small little piece of work, but then slowly over time our customers had more confidence in us and they gave us more and more business. This helped us grow, right? Immediately after getting, first you wish that you had more business. And then immediately you have the second challenge, which is you don't have the money to run the business. So you suddenly come to a point where you wish you had less business because, now you suddenly don't have the money. And this was our second biggest challenge. Our second biggest challenge is almost like a twin challenge, and it comes immediately after you solve the first challenge. And the second challenge is the challenge of cash flow, right? Ours is a business which has capital requirements. Ours is a business where we have to make certain investments for customers, and therefore we need money in the bank. Payment cycles are typically 90 days. So if we do business worth 1 lakh, we need to have 3 lakhs in the bank to be able to churn that money. This was an immediate problem for us because we had a capital investment of about 8 lakh rupees, and that allowed us to do some small business. But as soon as the customers had trust in us, they wanted to give us more business. We didn't have enough money to, run that business. And at that time, we had, great difficulties again as to, we thought we'd solved the problem of the business, but this was a new challenge that had come up. To solve this problem, I would again like to give you some perspective. We were not in the stage, we were in 2008. We were not, at the stage where startups were considered cool. There was a lot of VC money flowing around. There was a lot of, angel investors. It wasn't like that. So typically what we had to do was we had to do a friends and family round, right? And what it basically meant was we had to literally go visit almost all members of our family seeking, some kind of investments. But, not everybody invests. And I was lucky that, my grandfather, he although he didn't choose to invest, but he decided to give me the ability to take a loan against one of his properties. And, so it was like he had a property and we were able to take a loan against that from a bank. But then the problem came as to which bank, because banks also don't want to work with, startups, or didn't want to work with startups at the time. And they would typically ask you for a 3-year balance sheet. If the company's been around only for 2 years, how do we have a 3-year balance sheet, right? So we literally had to go from every bank to bank. We had to reach out to many people, pull all the contacts that we had, and in the end we got a bank loan from a public sector bank, and it was against a contract. We'd got a big contract, And against that contract, we had this security which we gave to the bank, and then the bank gave us some money on the basis of which we were able to execute that contract. And this was again the start, where once we had a relationship with a bank, and the bank saw that yes, they have a good viable business, and and they are able to repay their loans in time, and they're able to pay their interest in time. We went on, and once that relationship built, then the bank was able to help us further, and we grew, and then the bank's relationship with us grew further and further, and this helped us over the longer term. We had no other major challenges for the next 2 or 3 years. We were in a good space. We were driving business. We were getting a lot of customers, and at this point we thought we are on our way, and we're going to be a big company very, very soon. We should have known better, because entrepreneurship is like building a boat, but you're doing it while swimming, and it's a really arduous and really painful journey. So we came to a point where our business was doing well, but then it was doing too well, And what happened was that we came to a point where our business scale became so large that our management processes within the company were not strong enough to deal with that scale. And this was, a new challenge again, because we thought that, we could just hire more people and we could always do more business. But we realized that is not the case. Every additional person that we hired was actually, adding to the complexity, and this was becoming a problem for us. So we had to find a new way to be able to deal with the scale that we had. Our customers were getting upset. We were not delivering goods in time. And this was an extremely, painful period for us, because we were a company which was so used to being known as the best service provider in its space. And then suddenly we were not being able to keep that promise. And this was another challenge that, was thrown at us. How we solved this challenge was, more by luck. So what happened was that we were looking for some software to be able to streamline one of our sales processes. And we bought an off-the-shelf software. And this software, when we implemented it, we found that our sales processes got a little streamlined, and we were very happy with it. So we started thinking, and we were like, okay, why don't we, get some more softwares? Softwares seem to work pretty well, and they seem to be able to stabilize, processes. So why don't we buy some more software from some companies? And then we went out searching for software, and we realized that there was not many softwares or technology that was available, which was well suited for a company like ours. It was not very well suited, for the Indian environment. We realized that we would want to make get our own software made, get a custom-made software developed for us. Very quickly, we came to a realization that while the software that was made was very useful for us, but the process of building this software further and enhancing in this software was a very slow process. We had to give out a requirement, they would give us a quote, we would come back with some further feedback on that, and then subsequently they would start developing, then we would test. It was a very long process. So at that time, we decided that, why don't we just do it ourselves? And to give you a little bit of background, I don't know anything about softwares. I don't have a background in technology, and nobody in my team either had, a background in technology. So for us, it was almost like we were bitten by the technology bug, and we decided that we are going to go out and build software, even though we don't know anything about it. And that's where we hired a small technology team of, one tech head along with 2 people. And then, that was the day. Subsequently, now we have a team of about 30 people who are all building technology. And, there is always more technology to build. So the realization that came to us was that to streamline our processes and that to manage scale, we had to invest in something which was, something different. And we found that technology was the way forward. And since the day that we've invested in technology, we found that, it's a never-ending road. You can always optimize, you can always make things better, you can always make better processes, and you can always improve people's lives, your team's lives, by making technology that is easier to use. The 4th challenge that we came across came again immediately after we were building technology. We built technology thinking that, we can solve all of the world's problems. and that was great. So we had all these great ideas, we had all these great concepts that we were building out there. But what we found was that out of every great 5 or 6 ideas, only 1 or 2 would work. And we always wondered as to why was it, because everything is so good, everything is so great, the software that we build is so efficient, so this, but they were not working very well. And the typical reason for that was that we come from an industry where we are working with all walks of people. So we work with drivers, we work with warehouse operators, we work with people who are very highly educated, we work with people who are not even 12th pass. And in this environment, we came to a realization very quickly that the technology is as good as the execution of that technology. And to execute technology well, it has to be made as per the requirements of a user. This was a key challenge for us. We had all this technology that we had built. However, our technology was not made always for the user. So the driver didn't know how to operate it. And even though we could push him to try to use it, but unless it was easy for him to use, unless it was beneficial for him to use, there is no way he would use this technology. So what we really had to do was, how we solved this challenge was that we had to bring the interests of the team in line with the interests of the company. So to begin with, we had to build a mechanism where we had to build in a reward system for the entire company, which was based on technology. And this reward system was visible to employees through whatever piece of technology that they were using. So for example, our drivers, they get certain incentives for on-time deliveries. And all of that is now visible to them through an app. So therefore, they are happy to use an app which gives them information of how much money they have earned. And this was a key parameter which brought us to understanding how technology can be efficiently executed. It can be efficiently executed when, number one, it's very simple to use, and second, when it is aligned with the requirements of the team. If the team sees a benefit in using it, then the team will automatically adopt that technology. And we now are in a position where our teams entirely, from top to bottom, entirely trust the technology. They use the technology. The technology that we have built over all these years is very well executed. And this execution is now driving efficiencies, is now driving performance, and is now driving benefits for our company. So this was a key challenge that we faced. Our fifth challenge that we are currently facing is again a challenge of trust. We have an environment where we compete with the largest companies of the world. So our big competitors are global multinationals. Our big competitors are large Indian companies from big corporate houses. And all of those companies carry a big brand with them. They carry technology. They carry various parameters or various strengths with them. Our key challenge that we are facing right now is that there is a established norm where we always accept that technology that was built in the West works pretty well in India. But that's not always the case. India needs India's technology, and this is our belief. So in the current environment, what we are the challenge that we are currently facing is that we're having to go out and again win over the customer's trust again. This time we're not trying to win over the customer's trust to give us more business, because we already have business, we already have brands, we already have sufficient volume of business. But what we are trying to now change is the customer's perception of Indian technology. Entrepreneurship is not easy, right? But as you've seen that, the challenges that we faced, we often found solutions for it, right? So the key challenges or the key takeaways that we had against the challenges that we faced were typically, number one, when we had to acquire the new customer, there was only one solution for it. And that was, we had to do the hard work. There is no easy way to gain your first customer. There is no easy way to start your business. The only thing that works is that you have to keep working hard. You have to keep doing it relentlessly. And it's an unforgiving, thing to do, that, you go out, put some effort on a daily basis and then not get a response that day. And then you feel pretty bad at the end of the day that, nothing happened today. When you do that again and again, you will find your first customer and you will succeed. There is enough people out there who are there to give you, an opportunity. We just have to make sure that we are knocking on the right doors, and we have to do it relentlessly. The second challenge, I think, needs to be solved even before the first challenge is solved. The second challenge of cash flow. If you are going to work hard, if you are going to make these endless calls, endless meetings, then you will get the customer, right? So you have to start with the presumption that you will get your first customer, you will be able to start a business, you will have your first sales. But the second problem needs to be solved much before that, where you need to do some financial planning. You need to be able to bring some capital on board. You need to be able to bring some equity on board, where once you have the business, that's not the time to think about where you are going to get the money from, like we did. The third challenge that we faced was scale. So when you keep adding more customers and keep working harder, you will be faced with the challenge of scale. The challenge of scale can be solved by, being innovative through thoughts of, how are you going to get the processes in place? How will you be able to manage things at a larger scale? This is a problem that will have to be solved. We solve this problem through technology. And the key aspect that I would like to emphasize is that, we had no background in technology. However, not having a background in something should not be stopping you. That should not be the reason you don't do something or you don't try something. The key reason why you should do something or try something is because it feels right and you are able to, you think it will help you solve those problems. The fourth challenge that we looked to solve was, a learning that it is not just that the top management needs to be able to solve its problems, or the customers need to be able to solve their problems. The key aspect of a good functioning company is that how easy are we making the lives of the entire team that is working within the company. And this is an often overlooked challenge, So if we make the lives of our team easier through processes, through improvements, through feedback, and through working on that feedback, then we are able to make everybody's lives easier. We are able to make the whole company's work better. And this subsequently does result in, better results for our customers, which is our end goal. The fifth challenge that we are trying to solve right now, the key takeaway for us in that is that we have a conviction that we have a product, that we have put in this effort, and that we have got a solution that is uniquely propositioned to solve the challenges within our industry. And this conviction is something that we are wholeheartedly going after. We don't know whether it will succeed or not succeed, but as an entrepreneur, the key aspect is that we have to always follow our conviction. And if our conviction says that this is what we've got to do, then we have to do it, and we have to put our wholehearted effort behind it, and then subsequently, in the hope that this will deliver results. And more often than not, it has always delivered results for us. So that's it. Thank you.
You just heard the story of someone who overcame all hurdles and succeeded in their career. The truth is that in today's time, if you have the right amount of will and determination, then there are a lot of necessary tools and resources available to help you succeed in your career. I am here to present to you one such tool, Apna app, India's leading professional networking platform which helps you with your career and job search. More than 85 lakh people across India have used this app and succeeded in their careers. So why are you not availing its benefits? You can apply for jobs directly on Apna app without any fee or payment. You can directly contact organizations and schedule an interview for yourself. You can start networking through their groups and connections features. Also, you can share an update about your work on the app and take help and guidance from lakhs of professionals from across your field. Moreover, you can get your work-related queries and questions answered on Apna app. So, what are you waiting for? Click on the link in the description box below, download Apna app and succeed in your career. Apna app is available in Ahmedabad, Bengaluru, Chandigarh, Delhi NCR, Hyderabad, Jaipur, Kanpur, Kolkata, Ludhiana, Lucknow, Mumbai, Pune, Ranchi, Surat, and soon we will be available in other cities as well.